What's up? I'm back again. I'm just kind of chilling at home today. Gonna maybe make something and just relax a little bit. This place is so much better than the last place I was in. I'm feeling so much better. I woke up today and I could breathe properly. I didn't choke at all. Normally I go to sleep and I wake up in the middle of the night or in the mornings choking, like coughing, and it's horrible. It's so horrible with sleeping and stuff. But this place, beautiful. I had no problems here. And it's been such an amazing break to just wake up normally, be chilled out, and I have a pretty good place to be in, actually. So the air in the last place, I saw clothes and keyboard, everything would get so dusty so quickly. In just a couple of days, be covered in dust. And I know that's horrible for your lungs. And no air purifier. Have to leave the windows open for proper ventilation, but for some reason the air is so horrible in Bento Gonçalves. Here the windows are closed more and no problems with that. So that's absolutely a really good change for me and good for your mental health, feeling better, more clear, able to heal more. Also, I think getting dirt, bacteria all over your face all the time will cause more issues. And I think my skin's even doing a little bit better since I've been here already in just a short time. So I'm quite shocked and I'm quite pleased with the place, actually. So very good place here I found. But I kind of just woke up today. I'm going to go make something, maybe test out the air fryer, just organizing some baggage here a little bit today and getting things ready. I got a bunch of stuff to ship back because I don't want to pack into Argentina. So I just woke up kind of thinking about the incidents with the teacher and stuff and people in general. And I would say I have kind of a theory, right? I have a theory regarding the issues I've been through because it applies to every country, but in different ways, depending on the culture. So here, I had issues with teachers, maybe more than a lot of other people. Basically, it's not just teachers, right? Because there are quite a few good teachers, but also quite a few bad ones. And I saw, even in the U.S., like, there's a lot of teachers who have issues. And I realized not just teachers, it's doctors, lawyers, like really corrupt people. A lot of doctors are really corrupt, don't do their job properly. A lot of lawyers work for horrible people, and teachers can be some of the worst people as well. I'm thinking to myself, well, it's nothing to do with them as in their profession exactly, but more so the profession having this sense of power where they give these people a sense that they're powerful, and then these bad people take these positions and they go and use it and start controlling people and abusing their power. And we see these often in maybe managerial positions, but more so flight attendants, doctors, lawyers, teachers, etc., where they are able to hold power over people's heads who are lower than them, if it makes sense. And we absolutely see this with the border patrol in places like the United States. Horrible border patrol there. Same in the UK. Horrible border patrol. Just looking at the UK again. That country looks like it's having more issues. Really having more issues with anything. You're going to have visas if you're from Europe to go to the UK. I think UK to Europe. And you have to have a visa from America to the UK. And yeah, the UK looks like it's absolutely having more problems. Really, really big problems. So that's something I wanted to share regarding how people are. So if you're ever wondering, like, the positions you're going to have more issues in with people, it's what I said, basically. And I think that can definitely help. And there's some things I'm absolutely missing, probably, but this will hopefully help a lot. Not only that, but facial features and expressions, as I said before, but there's one other main thing besides basic psychology and facial features, body language and such. And that is names. Look at someone's name. I noticed with approximately 90% accuracy rate, give or take, that someone's name defines them. And specific names will cause you trouble most of the time, and specific names will not cause you trouble most of the time. I'm not exactly going to say the names because I don't have a written down list of my experiences, and I think people should start to look at this themselves and get a proper idea of what's going on. But I absolutely saw in my own family and people I've talked to and during travel that people will a lot of times cause you more issues by far with specific names versus other names. And it's crazy. But I think this is absolutely backed by psychology because what you're named affects you. Like, it completely affects you and shapes you in the way you are. I know my name has for me. If you look at history as well, people with specific names in the Greek philosophies, the people with specific names appeared more powerful. Like Aristotle, if I recall, his face was extremely just different and more powerful. And it's really something to look at and notice. Yeah, just something I thought I'd point out. Hopefully, you have some way of using the information. If you disagree with me, well, let me know why. I'm interested, genuinely, I'm interested to hear why you disagree and what your points are. Hopefully you don't just yell at me, telling me I'm stupid. Up to you. So, I think that's about it for now. I can't remember if there's something else. It probably is, but I need to go see if I can ship my stuff off. I tried in Bento Gonçalves. They literally said we're out of stock of the boxes. So yeah, imagine going to the only post office in the country, right? Like the company. Obviously, there's more than one building in the country, but it's called Correios, and it's like a monopoly. Imagine you just have that. In the country, and they're trash everywhere. People rate them 2 stars maximum. 2 stars maximum. And you just in this city, and they're like, we're the only place and we don't have any boxes. We've been out of stock for a long time because we're incompetent. So yeah, figure it out. Okay, get out of here. That's basically like what it is. Like, I'm not making this up. I wish I was making this up. Incompetency, but yeah. Also, I wanted to mention one last thing. I saw in the UK, they have free healthcare for people. I believe, and foreigners have to pay a extortionate amount of money to use it, from what I saw. I guess, that's their right. That's fair enough. Like, okay, they want to do that. It's up to the country if they want to be kind of cocksuckers like that. But in Brazil, it's crazy. As a foreigner, you can actually go and have help, free medical care as a foreigner. And it's crazy because as many issues as Brazil has, you actually get more help here than a lot of other countries. That's a positive thing about Brazil, absolutely, I'm going to say. I'm shocked about that. There are absolutely some really good positive things in this country. Places like the UK are really not having in the slightest. So that's about it. At the moment here, I think I'm just gonna finish organizing things and chill out a little bit, get some food here, relax, and just enjoy a little bit of time off for a minute, but not much because I got a bunch of stuff to do. As I said, I gotta probably send 2 packages to the US. I got a bunch of stuff I need to send off and research so I don't have issues crossing the border. I guess, it's already been 8 minutes. So yeah, I guess I'll cut back when I'm maybe cooking something or something happens. Until then, I want to make an update on what I said before regarding the post office in Brazil. There is more than one post office called Correios. Actually, there are several. You have DHL and FedEx. I don't know if there's others besides those two in Correios. However, there is still something absolutely sketchy regarding this. Correios translates to post office in Portuguese. So when you try to search post office in Portuguese, like you're going to say Correios, and it turns up nothing except Correios as a post office, and people often end up obligated to literally go and use them from my side because people get confused in search engines, and obviously this is what's going to happen, and it's intentionally manipulated to do this. So absolutely one of the most toxic places in Brazil still. They do have a couple other post offices, but with an asterisk there, red flag. Definitely there's a lot of shenanigans going on with it. Yeah, just wanted to clarify that. So we made some chicken and it had too much fat in it, I think. Kind of really sickening. We each had 2 pieces and yeah, it's enough. I finished my second piece. Too much fat. They had one without it. And yeah, probably should have gotten that, but it was really delicious. Just not healthy. Oh, what the? Whoa. What the hell, dude? It kind of looks disgusting, actually, when you think about it. Let's not think about that. Hopefully this doesn't have food poisoning. Got it at Sam's Club. I've had issues there before, some, but not so much like other areas. So if I don't get sick, it looks like it was good chicken. It tastes better as well, so hopefully it's good. So another update. I did more research about Argentina and Chile and other countries in South America, and I used good estimations. Like I look on Google Maps to see if something is worth going to or not, like if it's going to have proper accommodation, how much you're paying, Like, for example, I'm paying $700 for a place. I should try to get a place like this, for example, like what you saw before. And it's extremely important, right? If you look in another country, for example, and you see, oh, I'm paying $700 and it's absolutely horrible. Like, it's going to make you have issues breathing if you have asthma, especially like me. It's just not worth the price, right? It looks like it should be $400 or $500 maximum for that, but they're trying to charge like $900 or $1,000. Definitely means the country's poorer, it has more issues. So I looked and searched through Argentina, and I saw that it was horrible, just like I'm saying. You would pay more and have more issues. And it was written in English. I didn't realize it wasn't being automatically translated. I then looked and saw Spanish. I started to see Spanish listings, and I saw magically the price went way down and the places looked 10 times better. I was like, wow, that's crazy, isn't it? Almost like they're trying to charge and rob tourists. Like, it's a form of theft, and it's quite sad, actually, because that's a lot of money for people. I'm sorry, it's a lot of money. I went and looked at their grocery stores, however, and I saw a lot of stores, like good stores like Walmart, for example, pulled out. And I'm sorry, Walmart is an extremely good store when you're working with a bunch of small markets in a place and you can't go to get what you need. You're worried about food poisoning. You're worried about having to go to several different stores to find basic things that you're looking for, right? We don't have this problem in the U.S. the same way. Or any other, like, first world country more so. It depends on the country. A lot of these big companies have been pulling out. Brazil, Argentina, Chile. Chile still has Walmart, it looks like. However, they've had a lot of fires recently. It doesn't look like it's a great time to go there, especially for breathing problems. I think I'm going to skip South America, and it's really getting difficult to even go to Europe. I just want to get out of here, and it's been 2 years almost of just saying the same thing, right? And I know I'm not the only one going through this. There's a lot of people, because governments are extremely toxic and cause you hell. You go and pay taxes, do everything for your government they want, and they still don't allow you to do anything and help bring someone in. Basically, I'm here trying to do a visa for the person I'm with here in Brazil. It is crazy. You think the American government treats people bad in the US. They are so toxic to foreigners. It is so horrible. I'm in shock. Like, the way they describe everything, the way they want every bit of detail from you. They want every email you've had, every phone number you've had, like 5 years. Just because I would be the one paying, they want me to put not only my information, they want a bunch of information from my parents too. I'm like, why do you need this? Why do you need all this? This is ridiculous. I know a bunch of people, for some reason, are going to disagree with me. I'm not going to move my opinion on this, because I believe it's based in facts, and it is a form of terrorism. It's just bullying, and it's extremely just humiliating and depressing, because, again, tax season's coming up and I have to go do stuff with that, right? I have a deadline. I get in trouble, and I can't even do anything as an American to help bring someone into my country while a bunch of people are entering illegally and no one's doing much about it. In fact, even people are giving them accommodations in my country. This is crazy, and this is really bothering me a lot, pissing me off a lot. That's what I'm going through right now with the visa process. I don't even think I can enter the interview with the person, even though I'm paying for them. And this just really not setting well with me. I remember I went to an embassy some months back, quite a few months back actually, and it was in Sao Paulo, I believe. And I thought they'd be more helpful in some way. No, they literally just turned me away, and I didn't even know I could go through as an American. I couldn't bring that person with me then at that time either, like a year ago. I went in, just me, and I didn't even know to go. No one was helping me. No one was useful, basically. A couple people that were just also happened to be going there kind of pointed me in a direction, went back and forth. Finally found the place I was supposed to go to, and I talked to a woman there through the protective glass window in the embassy, and I couldn't even take her phone in there, obviously. She's just really cold and just like, barely wanted to help her do anything, and I spent so much time and money traveling there trying to find out something, because my dad, I believe, had told me, I can't remember who it was, I think it was him, that you could actually go and get proper help or ask questions, and these people would help you more as a U.S. citizen. No, they won't, unless she just wasn't doing her job properly. But I realized that day I went there that they're useless. Like, they are useless people for anything for helping you, and it is crazy. Like, how much stress, hell, and issues I've gone through in this country just because I've not had any support properly has absolutely been astonishing. It's not even like just the people in this country. It's like my own people in the United States, Americans letting Americans down. And it's really difficult, because I'm going through all this, and just to get a visa, and still probably is a chance we could get rejected on this. That's in the hope. It's like, you bring someone in. I'm not looking to marry. Like, I'm absolutely not looking to marry. I don't want to do that. I'm not a fan of that, because it's just a bunch of freaking legal writing, and just literally marriage is just pure law at this point. And what benefits you can get in taxes and stuff. Marriage used to be more religious reasons, or you do something to honor God and a religion, right? Well, it's basically tax today. If you really, really take a look at that, like, a lot of people are going to do it for tax advantages. And I don't see a point in it, Like, sorry, you either have a proper committed relationship or you don't. So up to that, basically, unless you want advantages, then get married. But I'm not interested in these things and putting all this down my records, because you divorce and they ask you, who are you married to and everything. I'm like, it's just annoying. Why? Why, mate? I'm sorry. I don't know. I know a good amount of people are going to think I'm stupid and disagree with me, but this is just really, really not sitting well with me. I don't like these things personally. I wanted to share this with you because I want people to know how difficult it is for foreigners to go through this and do this. Even though Brazil literally opened up for Americans can come here easily whenever they want without a visa. They don't even punish you for staying illegally like me, because I've had to help this person for 2 years because no one has been here to help, and their families literally abandoned them. Their parents have abandoned them, and there's been a nightmare story. I need to talk about this sometime. It's a long, painful story. I've been caught in the middle of this as a result. So I'm literally stuck here, and maybe you get the person and you have to literally put down that you're gonna stay maybe 7 to 15 days, and it's already too much, and they can deny you. You cannot put down proper amounts of time. And I walked into Brazil. I was like, 3 months. Like, okay, 3 months. And I'm like, okay. So basically, you can't do that in the US. They'll kick you out. They'll kick you out. It's really unfortunate, because if we manage to get through this, then we get in, and then we apply for an extension up to 6 months. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I hope people can kind of understand where I'm coming from in some way, especially if you've been in a country this long, suffering this much, going through this many things, racking up more debt than I am even going to speak. Enough debt to pay for a house almost, and your country's just freaking you like this. Yeah, I think it's extremely important to understand how toxic the United States is, not just Brazil in their own ways. Brazil is less toxic in the ways the United States is more toxic, and vice versa. Crazily enough, at times it makes me feel like, why was I even born in that country? And I would like to give up my citizenship even, because it's useless. It's not helping me. It's not helping me in the ways I need it most. And I don't see. I could go to Europe and get citizenship and reject my American citizenship. I wouldn't have obligations. They wouldn't be able to call me in the court and summon me to be a witness if I'm out of the country and I don't happen to get a letter for this and see that. Maybe I can even face legal action for that, for like not responding. And like, well, what if you're out of the country? There are a lot of issues and stress with this, obviously, and I really think this is not cool. I think this stuff is illegal, and I think it's just being able to be done because it's a government bullying people, as we all know. But it's illegal if you look at people's actual rights they should be having. That's basically where I'm at right now. I'm stuck at this.
So I wanted to fulfill different things that
What do you need?
There are so many questions that are
There's like 6 pages of questions.
6 full pages of questions. You can imagine how toxic this is. It's just the start, by the way.
Yeah.
From I heard, the border is the worst.
Just to start, then you go through the interview, and then if you pass the interview, then you gotta go through the border and get bullied again just to enter the southern United States, where there's 50% Spanish people who don't even speak English. And yes, people can fight with me on this if they want. I went through Florida. Nobody would freaking speak English to me properly, barely. There were so many people that would just speak Spanish, and it's not even like they tried. They would ignore me and treat me like trash because I just spoke English. It's ridiculous. And there are people working in the U.S. Like, I'm sorry. I'm pissed off about this. I fight with people if I need to over this. This is really pissing me off because I went through issues coming to Brazil for this, and I'm going through issues trying to get back into the U.S. All these issues, all these things, just to try to bring someone in to a country that's toxic in a bunch of ways, because this country is literally unlivable in a lot of different ways, which is like food poisoning and everything. And it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, how our world is still like this in 2023, and it's getting worse. There's so many wars going on with Russia and Ukraine and China and the US, all poking each other, and overstepping their boundaries. Literally, Europe and the UK and the US and all these countries, they're all just literally acting like children, playing with millions, hundreds of millions of people's lives like it's nothing. The government's fighting with each other like giant babies, and then the people pay for it as a result. How is this proper, fair, in the slightest? It's not. But we don't have a choice because people don't actually get together and do anything about it. So we're stuck as a slave in a sense, unfortunately. I know people don't speak about this. I'm not sure why people don't speak about it. I can imagine why. Maybe you can even get in trouble in some way, depending. But I would rather die for what I say than live a coward and be afraid to speak my mind. That's it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I absolutely believe in speaking the truth properly. If I'm corrected on the truth, okay, welcome it. Because I want the truth, not what I want. I want the truth. I think everyone should do that. But that's about it for now. I know I'm going to have more issues with this. I've even had people tell me I should sneak the person in illegally to do this. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to that, especially with all the freaking issues in the Mexican border. That's a nightmare. Not to mention you need a visa to even go to Mexico. That's recently been done for Brazilians. That's wonderful. And yeah, that's about it, I guess. I'm just trying to avoid any issues like that because, again, you need to go get married after that to keep the person in the country. I don't want to get married and I don't want issues risking your lives to do something just because my country is being a piece of trash and causing me more issues on top of health issues and everything I already have and more stress and I'm trying to get through. It's like, I know governments don't care about people. They just care about you for the money you're able to bring them. They're supposed to be there to help serve the people, the police force and the governments and the military. I hardly see this today. Guys, I'm going to get off this depressing subject because I already told you all the information I need to tell you. I guess that's it for now. I'm not sure if I'm going to end the vlog on that note. I'm going to just wait and see here. I'm waiting on that person to respond regarding the thing we're filling out. And yeah, I guess I'll give you an update in a little bit here regarding how it's going. I'm looking at a video of Russia actually right now. My friend I have sent me. And Russia looks extremely beautiful. It's crazy. People always said Russia's so horrible and trash, but I just looked at it in the video. Someone going there, they would be kind of take about 4 hours, be talked to, or just wait around to be talked to. And ask them why are you here? What are you doing basically? And kind of understandable because people are literally all in the war with Russia right now. You can't even use your credit card there right now from the West if you're going to travel to Russia. If you're American, from UK or whatever. This guy's from the UK in the video and doing this. He said Europe blocked all the flights, but you can go to Turkey and still go in. He went in. He's looking around. Bunch of brands were replaced that left there by kind of their own brands. I said instead of Starbucks, I said Stars Coffee. Interesting the way they did that. I guess more than anything. The video name of the video is Tourism in New Russia by Britannica Politica. Very interesting. Hour and 45 seconds long. It's in 4K. I just was shocked by the buildings. Actually, it's comparable to America in a huge amount of ways. I'm quite surprised actually. The amount of buildings that are absolutely in great shape and condition and how nice it looks. I saw the food had issues when I looked on Google Maps in different markets could have some issues similar to Brazil, depending more so the food prices were a big issue. Like food cost a good amount there. And to offset the food price, I saw rent was pretty cheap if you picked the right places. But before places were taken off Airbnb, for example, I saw that for $500, you would get a mansion, almost a beautiful place that would cost you $10,000 in the US a month or more easily. And I was shocked. So the rent prices I heard were extremely cheap from what I saw. The food is pretty expensive if you want anything more special, depending. Well, I saw slices of cheesecake and stuff there for $2 each. Vodka for a bottle $2. Not the worst on that, I guess. So I don't know. I haven't traveled there, but I think a lot of what we're hearing from the West and the East is absolutely propaganda. And if you really, really, really want to know how things are, you need to get off your ass and go travel to that place and actually see how it is. Most of the time. Sorry, that's how it is. You can't just sit there and say, oh, I heard this. Oh, I think I saw this. No, you need to go travel and get your own experience and opinion. Because I sure as hell did in Brazil. And I'll tell you what, that absolutely changed my life. It really helped me see Brazil in a different way. Because in America, people made it seem oh, it's a bunch of lovely people that are all warm and care so much about you. And I came here and I saw what they were talking about. And after not much time, I started talking to anyone more. I saw they were conniving, manipulative, backstabbing, and it was a manipulative show that people put on to somehow get something out of you. Because people do this all the time in the US, but they're especially good at doing it here. The same way people are extremely good at scamming you from India, as we already know. We always have people getting scammed. So many people losing millions and millions of dollars. A bunch of their GDP in India is freaking responsible by scamming. They get a lot of their money for that. The same way each country can have its issues with this. Basically, Brazilians are like this. And not all Brazilians. There are some interesting Brazilians I saw, but a good amount, especially a good amount of Brazilians are too much like this. And you can ask the Brazilian I'm with right now, and they'll say the same thing, that people here have issues. I mean, their own family and parents abandoned them, and a foreigner had to come from another country to go save them for the last 2 years. So let me ask you if people are truly good and that happens in a country like that. It's not just my situation. It's a bunch of people all the time posting on social media about similar situations. And no one was there to help them. They were on their own. This country has a very dark side. And if you don't want to listen, hey, that's on you. But if you do want to listen and open your eyes and see, that's the reality. I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off speaking these things. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to speak the truth and let things out. See reality. I think when you do this, it probably puts your life in danger too in some way, I imagine. But it's like, are you gonna live a coward or do things properly? I don't enjoy my life if I don't do things properly and speak reality, speak what I saw. It's like, yeah, I had good times in Brazil. Absolutely, I'm not gonna lie. But there's dark sides, and you almost need to focus on the dark sides more than the positive. Because positive things come and go, and they help you in your life. But a dark thing can permanently scar you and give you trauma you'll never recover from. That's why I'm like that, if you're wondering. Anyways, I think that's it for now. It's been 20 minutes of rambling. I don't even know who's going to watch this. It's like so much. It's so much is me just speaking. It maybe could get boring, I'm sure. But yeah, that's it for now. And if I add on to this, I guess I'll see in a bit. Other than that, if I don't, I'm going to do the outro now. So thank you for watching. And any opinions you have, please let me know. I would love to hear if you think I'm wrong or right. And if so, for either one, let me know. I need to understand what all of you are understanding and think about situations. But remember, if you've not traveled to these countries and experienced things, you are going to be limited in what you're able to say. So be careful with that. Not even having family goes places is not enough. You need to go someplace yourself and live the way the people there do. Don't live on $2,000 a month. Live on 2,000 reals a month. Then you'll get the experience, which is $400 a month. Let me know based on your experience, whatever you want. I know there'll be people heading, but I'll see everything, and yeah, it's no problem. People have their freedom of speech, and I look forward to reading everything, no matter what. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one if there's nothing else added to this, and that's it for now.